It's 5 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. Pursuant to Mass General Law 7C 30A, Section 20F, after notifying the chair of the public body, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting of a public body or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Beginning of the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of any such recordings. This meeting is being recorded by Town of Great Barrington, CTSB, Berkshire Edge, and Berkshire Eagle. Any member of the public wishing to speak at the meeting must receive permission of the chair. The listing of agenda items are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. Select board's announcements and statements. Ben.
I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who came out to the special town meeting on Thursday. I look forward to this board continuing to do the work that we've been doing on wiring the waterworks and getting clean water for the people of Houstonic. It was very exciting to see that number of people show up to discuss that issue. And I hope everyone will bring that same amount of enthusiasm to the annual town meeting on May 2nd.
Yes, I just wanted to say a few things. First of all, to thank for everyone for turning out. I sure hope we get a turnout like that on May 3rd. That would be great. We'd love to see that. It's a Saturday. I'm sure you're aware of that. And some things were said that I kind of wanted to speak to. I wanted to make some kind of a common sense statement. If this water problem was easy to solve, it would have been solved by now. So it is not an easy fix at all. If it would have been fixed, it would have been done probably years ago. And when things were said, I wanted to make it sure that people know that we are indeed looking out for them. And by the fact that some of the townspeople also want to thank not Ruth, but Sharon Gregory for doing the work that she did, even though it might not have been successful, but it showed that even the people, when they had a suggestion to fix the water, it still did not pass. So again, it's not an easy fix. It was going to be fixed, it would have been fixed by now. And I appreciate it that the people seem to think that maybe they're going to let us do their job, let us do our job. And I think we'd all want to solve the problem. I think we would like, I think you might even like us if we solve the problem. But I think it's an issue that we still need to work on. And I appreciate some of the backing we might have received, even if it wasn't direct.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so just again, echoing what Ben and Garfield said, appreciate everybody coming out. Definitely look forward to seeing those same numbers on May 3rd. And a lot more to talk about, and we'll get to that next week at our select board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will not repeat what everyone said, but it was good to see that number of people out there. So next, we're going to have, the reason we're meeting is discuss the town manager selection process. And we've had, we interviewed last Tuesday, April 15th, 2 candidates. We've been working on this for a while. We've contracted with Community Paradigm Associates, and Bernie Lynch is on. If we have any questions. We appointed a screening committee on Monday, January 27th. They brought forward 3 applicants. They interviewed 4, and 1 dropped out before it got to us, and we interviewed 2 qualified applicants last week. And now it's our decision where we want to go from here. And one of the things that Community Paradigm suggested we do is, focus this as a question. Do the candidates have the knowledge and experience to manage the organization and address the issues facing the town of Great Barrington based upon the challenges and opportunities identified in our position statement that was developed specifically for the search? Board members at this point will present our thoughts, and then I'll ask for a motion. Anybody want to go first?
Sure, I will, man.
Yeah, sure.
My candid feelings on the applicants, I thought that it was Angeline. I thought that she came prepared. She had knowledge of our town. She looked at our master plan, and had some knowledge of it, which I thought was important. I also think it's important that she's a woman. And I think we could use a different thought process in here. As we all know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So we'd like to think that we can use that. But I wasn't very impressed with Mark. I didn't think he knew our town. He gave short answers and some that he didn't even have an answer for. He is leaving his job to protect his reputation. I think myself, if you need to have your reputation protected, you've done something that makes people upset. Coming here, I think it's not going to be any different. He's probably going to bring that same aura with him, unfortunately. And that is something that I don't think I would appreciate. And myself, I don't think he merited us changing our charter for him, because he does not want to move here. I don't think you're going to ever know the town if you don't live here. So I'm truthfully endorsing Angela.
Thank you. You want me to go or better?
I guess I would say after the interviews, I left here thinking that, you know, I feel like we're in a crucial pivotal spot here in Great Barrington, and I think the fact that we're missing one very important position is at this time is hard, but I do not want to feel rushed into making any decisions. So I believe that you know, the candidates that we had interviewed well, some better than others, but I feel personally that we owe the town to continue the search, is what I left here feeling that day. You know, Bernie stated several times, it's really a hard time to find this position, and I understand that it's hard to find really any position. But I think we owe it to our town of Great Barrington, all the citizens and our staff here at Town Hall, that we need to give it one more round and see if Bernie can maybe find some more candidates. We interview a few more, maybe there's a great fit in that next round, or maybe we come back and see if these two candidates are still available and discuss that also. But right now, I just feel like the best position for us to take would be to continue the search. Is how I left there feeling, so.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's kind of, I thought Mark and Angie both had incredible strengths and did great interviews. We are a difficult town. And I think it's a testament to our staff that they have been doing the amazing work that they've been doing, even while we've been in this kind of period of uncertainty without a permanent leadership. I really want to make sure that whoever we get is going to be the best fit for them, to make sure that we're not bringing in someone who after a few months realizes this isn't going to work, and then we're kind of back and we just have to sort out what happens. And I want to have someone that is a good, clear communicator with the people of this town. And I think Mark and Angie could get there, but I kind of agree with Eric that I would like to continue the search to kind of see if there's a candidate that feels they are there now, basically.
Yeah, I thought the two candidates did a good job. There were some weaknesses, some strengths, but I've done this enough times to know that sometimes good candidates aren't good fits. And sometimes I've upset people by saying that, especially in the superintendent search, but I really believe that, as has been said already, Great Barrington has some unique properties and challenges, maybe opportunities, but challenges. And we want to make sure that the person we hire fits what we need. We're fortunate right now, for the time being, that we have Chris as interim. That helps us tremendously. And I realize it's a chance to reconvene the screening committee and find out that there are no other candidates. And I do agree. I know it's probably a blow to both Mark and Angie, but they're not bad candidates. That just not sure they're a perfect fit. And I think we should go out and try this again and see what else is out there. And it may be nothing out there, but we'll have to see. So do I have a motion?
I make a motion to continue the search for the new town manager of Great Barrington.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Just that, just would be concerned if we don't come up with someone the next time. These people may be gone,
They may not even be interested. You're right.
so.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tough one, because we may end up again with 2 more people or 3 more people that we don't like. And I don't know if that means we're gonna have to pick someone at that point, or we're gonna just keep going ad nauseum until we find them. Other than that,
There's always a possibility of Chris, if it just gets to be too much, he's doing 2 jobs.
correct.
We have to hire an intern, we have to hire an interim. I mean, I just think that, it's the best thing to do is to continue the search. Other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed.
Post.
So it passes by 3-1. Bernie,
Yes,
anything?
no, I will, we'll start moving forward, to re-advertise the position and do, go back out into the market, for the town. I will, send along the necessary paperwork, to you, Steve, to get us moving on that. And we'll go from there and see. We will be, you should know that we will be competing against, probably 2 other Berkshire communities, during that process. But we'll move on it immediately so that we get ahead of them.
Okay, and we meet Monday night, so we'll talk about reappointing the screening committee or re-advertising what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We'll put that on.
Well, in the meantime, again, in order to move it along, I'll be in touch, Steve, with you to the necessary paperwork for this, and then we'll move quickly to advertise the position so that we again get a jump on everything.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Bernie.
All right, thank you.
Jim, you have something you want to say?
Just a quick question, 84 North Lane Road, James Barzone. Are the qualifications for the town manager just too high to get other candidates? Could it be changed? That's just a question.
The qualifications are based on town charter. So that is what we deal with. Correct, Bernie?
That's correct. You do have very specific language in your charter. It's not bad language, actually. It's very good language, but it is there. And to change a charter would be require an act of the state legislature or a charter commission, which takes even longer. So you'd be talking at least a year to 2 years out before you could change the charter. But it's not bad language. It just requires that someone have municipal management experience, and I think it's 5 years, which can be reduced to 3 years if there's if they have a graduate degree. So it's not unreasonable language. I've certainly seen far worse in charters, and some charters are silent, which is a dangerous thing, because then it opens the door to people without any qualifications being appointed to the position. So it's good language. It's not overly restrictive. But it does have certain requirements that are in place. The issue, if I could, to James, well, he's gone now, but is that the issue is really that it's a very, very difficult market everywhere. It's particularly challenging in certain sections or certain geographies of the state, or certain regions of the state, and Berkshire being one of them, because of the the population is, relatively small, and there aren't an abundance of other um, job opportunities. And the reason I say that is that you do have situations where people apply for positions, on the eastern side of the state, people apply for positions and they regularly they pretty much locate themselves in a community in which they and their spouse or partner can get to their own career opportunities. When you move into areas like the Berkshires or a couple of other regions of the state, those job opportunities aren't necessarily there, and therefore it doesn't encourage people to necessarily move into that area. And the other issue that is there is that it really depends on what the salary levels are. Out in the eastern part of the state, really from Worcester east, the salaries are substantially more than Worcester west, with a few exceptions. And that has relevance in terms of quality of life, obviously, immediate quality of life. Depending upon what the housing costs are in a particular area and cost of living. But it also has ramifications for the pension. Many municipal people here in Massachusetts only work in municipal government. They contribute into their own pension system, and they don't receive Social Security necessarily, and so therefore they try to build that pension up to as high a level as they can, which is based upon your 3 highest years of income. And so to get people to move to areas where it's lower, it has that weighs on people as well.
Thank you, Barry.
Yep.
Citizen speak. Jennifer Clark, go right ahead. Just unmute yourself, state your name and address.
Jenny Clark, Oak Street. Really thoughtful response, Bernie. I enjoyed listening to you. Are we extending the advertising of the position beyond Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, Connecticut?
Steve, would you like me to jump in on that?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We advertise nationally for this position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again, if I may, geography plays a role. People don't necessarily like to move. Some do, but many people don't. And that's where, again, where the pension system comes in, because people who are working in municipal government or don't get to carry their time outside of Massachusetts into Massachusetts, because I said the 3 highest years, but it's also based on the number of years of service. So if you work in, let's say, New York or Pennsylvania, you don't get to carry your 10, 15, 20 years in, and therefore you have to spend 10 years in the system to become vested. During that period of time, you're paying 11% of your paycheck into the pension system, and you do not receive any credit towards Social Security, where you might have been receiving Social Security from your prior position. You lose those years of service for that.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Again,
thank you.
anyone else? Saying no one, select board time, Ben.
Nothing for me other than May 3rd, not May 2nd, May 3rd. So sorry.
Garfield.
I'm nothing, thank you.
All right, and nothing for me, media time. By unanimous consent, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.